Ho, 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 here we go. So if little ones are watching, please stop the video now. You don't want your little ones to see this. But I'm going to do the makeup for myself to be Santa Claus. Now tomorrow morning, I'm going to play Santa Claus at a special event. And I haven't played Santa Claus in 4 years. So I'm a little rusty on how to do the makeup and all of the accoutrement that go with Santa Claus. So tonight I'm going to do a quick video showing you how I do my Santa Claus makeup, wig, hat, and all that. So we got the Santa Claus shirt. So to start off, I actually use clown makeup, cream makeup it's called, and it's basically what clowns would use to paste all over their face. But what I do is I do it very lightly, so I just do like a little dot on all spots there, and just it looks a lot right now, but once I blend it in, it'll be a lot better. And this just gives me like a lighter base to do this so that it's not my peachy skin, but more of a white skin, old person skin. A person who's been out at the cold for a long time. I do my whole upper face. My lower face is going to be covered mostly by the beard. So I just mostly do the upper part and make sure it's all smooth. I just use my hand. You could use a sponge. You could use not paper towels, tissues with it. I have a bunch of tissues right here, so if I do too much, I can do that. The other thing I use the white for is I do in my eyebrows. I do not have particularly bushy eyebrows, so I like to give them a little bit of definition. Sometimes I'll do this with a Q-tip, but I might have to grab a Q-tip to do this because this usually gets a little wonky. Yep, like right there, it got a little wonky. See how it got down too low? And so I'll have to blend that in. This is all about blending and making it right, and use your towels and Q-tips and sponges or whatever to just kind of make it look like you have white eyebrows instead of dark. That's one of the things that a lot of Santas I see miss is the eyebrows, and they forget to give themselves white eyebrows. So if you ever see someone pretending to be Santa and they have the white hair and the white beard but black eyebrows, oh, that always frustrates me. I'm like, just a little bit of clown paint on those eyebrows and you could do it. I do not like the stick-on eyebrows that come with a lot of Santa wigs and beards. I find they don't stick unless you use special glue called spirit gum, and spirit gum and I do not get along very well. I get a rash, and especially around the eyes, I don't necessarily need that. So yeah, see, this one's definitely way too heavy. Right-handed, so my left side is always a little wonkier than my right, but we'll get that going a little bit more there. Okay, so we do the eyebrows. The other thing, oh, I didn't want that. The other thing that I do with this is it's usually my sideburns are a little longer, but I just got my hair cut. But I go into the sideburns because what happens is this is where the wig and the beard meet. And if you get any gaps, this will kind of cover up those gaps. And then I kind of just floof it through my hair like that so that it looks like my hair is white. Now, of course, I got all this on the side, so we're going to, whoops, without that big blob, I'm going to take all that out. So, all right, and you can go down your cheek a little bit, you know, down the side, but at least now the hair looks a little white where it will connect. Get it off the ears. Again, kids notice everything, so you gotta, you know, really like know these little points where there's gaps. First year I did this, my niece was a year and a half, not even a year and a half old. And I didn't know what I was doing. I don't even think I put on makeup. I just put on the wig and beard, not even the makeup. But she didn't even notice from my face or anything that it was Uncle Kevin. She said to her mother after I finished being Santa Claus that she knew it was Uncle Kevin because of my shoes. Because Santa was wearing the same shoes as Uncle Kevin. And it made me realize that little kids, they're down on the floor. They see everybody's shoes. So I would always, after that year, that first year, every year I would wear a different pair of shoes as Uncle Kevin, and then I wore as Santa Claus, and I would have a different pair of shoes. So now I have more of a white face, a lighter face than my normal face, so that you'll see the next step is to get blush. And it'll make other things pop, like when I do the cheeks and the nose and the brow, which right now I'm going to do the brow. When I was younger, I had to do a lot more of this because you want it to look like you have a little bit of a wrinkled, furrowed brow. So I use a black pencil here, and I'm just going to draw a few lines, like 2 or 3 lines across my brow. There you go, see? And then again, you want to sweep, or you could use sponge and sweep that across just to kind of blend it in, up a little bit. You don't want to get rid of them, but you don't want, obviously to look like you have black marks across your head. And then to highlight them, you can also kind of move your face around to see how it would wrinkle normally. As I've gotten older, I haven't had to do this as much. So I remember in high school, my director of our musicals always cast me as the old man, and then he would come and he would do this with me, showing me how to make wrinkles to make me look old. So now, nature has done a lot of that oldness for me. So now that's the white, and the wrinkles are a little hard to see, but they come across once we get everything else done. Now this is just blush. This is a makeup stick blush. So what I do here is I just smile real big, and then I know, okay, that's one cheek, and that's the other cheek. And again, I'm not gonna make it look weird like that. And then this is my nose, right? So I'm gonna do that. And now I almost look like a clown, right, with the dots. But then again, either with the brush or I'm gonna use a fresh tissue. I'm just gonna blend that in so that it looks like I have rosy cheeks and a rosy nose, right? There you go. And then the other blush I use is a powder blush with a brush. So powder blush, and if I do that, then I can kind of also get that all set up, right? So there's the cheek. And you're Santa Claus, so you want it to be bigger than life, right? You don't want, this isn't like your makeup you would put on for going out for an evening, with your spouse or significant other. This is Santa Claus makeup, so you do want it to be larger than life. And that's actually why I do the white first, because that gives me, so you can see now that really made me almost clown-like. Again, we're gonna use a tissue, and we're gonna just dampen it out a little bit to kind of even it out and make it not look like it's a big circle of blush, right? And there you go, there's my cheeks. Now, of course, the real magic of being Santa Claus, right? Here's the beard. It's a mustache on top and a beard on bottom. It's got the straps behind. Now, the straps are actually an H style strap. You can kind of see that. So one will go on the lower part of my back of my head, and one will go on the top upper part of the back of my head. So I'm going to turn this way. So, and there's also a little spot on this particular brand for my chin. And this one's many years old, so it'll probably have to be retired in the next year or so, because it is getting a little bit less than desirable. But you can see now, there's my beard, right? And the cheeks are just above it. This is why I didn't worry about anything below my cheeks, because you're not going to see it with the big beard on. But you can see where it connects over my ear, and how that's where the kids are going to see that, oh, Santa's got, white hair between his beard and his, or black hair between his beard and his wig. And now the wig is a little bit longer in the back than it is in the front. So, and this also has tabs on it. There's a tab here to hold in the back and a tab in the front. So what I do is I take the front and I put it right up on my forehead, and I pull that tab all the way back over those straps. And there you go. There's the Santa Claus. There is the Santa Claus wig and beard. And of course, Santa Claus is never complete without his hat. So we have the Santa Claus hat here, and we just put that on top. You always want a little bit of hair at the forehead, but not too much. So I try to get it down. I can do that. Also make sure the little seam of the hat is in the back, but there's a little curl of hair outside the hat. And of course, the ball can go to either side or to the back. And the last piece that I add on is a little fake glasses. And there you go. Now you have a Santa Claus makeup job with beard, hair, and hat. Merry Christmas, everybody, and Happy New Year. Take care.